I want to talk a little bit about getting all your doctors to work together. Like I said in my previous introduction video, I set my team up. I live in Maine. There is the closest place to a trans center would be in Boston. I don't have transportation, so going down to Boston was a last ditch type thing. If I couldn't do it this way, then I'd go to Boston. But I started off. I got myself involved with a church, Metropolitan Community Church. The church here in Portland, Maine, is called Circle of Hope. They have on Wednesday nights, which is tonight, they have a support group / Bible study. We spend the first hour about talking about trans issues. There are both male to female and female to males at this group. We have a movie night once a month. Anyway, when I decided to make the transition, I looked to see if there was if the MCC church had anything going, and they did. And so I got some support there, and then I got myself a therapist. I called up and found somebody who worked with GID issues. He wasn't somebody who was used to working at the beginning of the process. He had worked with people who had already gone through transition, but never with somebody who was just going through the process of transitioning as far as the medical aspect goes. So I talked to him. I explained to him as much as I could about GID. He looked it up. I sent him stuff off the internet. I sent him the Harry Benjamin Standard of Care. And then I went and I got my doctor. I had a doctor at this clinic before, but her residency was over and she left. So I got a new doctor. And when the new doctor came in, I asked her, I said, and she was with a supervising doctor. And I said, I want to ask, and the supervising doctor could stay there, I want to ask how you feel about working with someone who's transgender. I said, I'm in the process right now of working with a therapist. My goal is to transition from female to male. My first goal is to start hormones. She didn't have a problem with it, and good. I needed to make an appointment with my endocrinologist about the pituitary adenoma in my head anyway. She referred me to the doctor and also commented on the fact that I was looking to transition. Had the appointment with him, and start off with, they did blood work and all that stuff, and a CAT scan on my head for not a CAT scan, an MRI, I'm sorry, on my head for the pituitary adenoma. It looks like it hasn't grown in the last 20 years. So that wasn't an issue. And talked about what hormones would do and what it wouldn't do. Shared with me, what do you know about what hormones will do? Well, I know that your voice will deepen. The deepness of my voice right now has nothing to do with hormones. I've only been on it for 8 days. No, 9 days. It has more to do with the fact that I smoke and I have asthma, and it has lowered it. But it didn't start until after I took the T-shot, so go figure. But I'm pretty sure it has to do with, the asthma and smoking. Lower your voice. There's some indication that the genitals will expand. I said from what I had seen on the internet, that could be up to maybe 2 inches. And he said, you can doctor those things up with Photoshop or whatever. I said, yeah, I know. I said, I don't take what I see on the internet as gospel. But that will happen. It will expand to some degree. Hair. One thing I didn't realize was that once I started taking the shots, one of the things that would happen is that I would experience aches and pains. It makes sense. The hormones are affecting your bone structure. The density of the bones are changing. I have fibromyalgia, so I'm used to that type of pain. I figured, well, not a big deal because, like I said, I'm used to that kind of pain. So anyway, it took quite a while for my doctors to coordinate together, and mostly it was between my endocrinologist and my PCP, and between my PCP and my therapist. The therapist and the endocrinologist really didn't talk very much, if at all. And everything the endocrinologist sent me, I would give a copy to my therapist so that he would be up to speed with what was going on. I thought it was taking forever. I understand that, sometimes, at least in the past, and according to standards of care and all this stuff, it can take up to a year before you start taking hormones. But it's like, I've lived my whole life pretty much as male anyway. And once I was out on my own, I dressed male. The only thing about me that's not male, that's visible, is my chest. If my chest weren't there, I'd be getting called sir all the time. I get called sir until they notice that I've got a chest. That will be later on. I'm hoping maybe in 6 months maybe I can get that done. My doctor wants to concentrate on the hormones right now and their effect on my body. And because of the type of insurance I have Main Care, which is like Medicaid, and Medicare. And that will pay for my hormones, but it wouldn't pay for reconstructive surgery. It will, however, pay for reduction. So I'm hoping that I can get a really good doctor and say, look, we're going to call this a reduction, but I want you to take me back to before bras. And if you could, snip a little bit off the nipples, that would really be appreciated. Otherwise, my video stopped. I'm going to be flat-chested with huge nipples, and that won't work. Okay, this is the end of the video, and I will post again later. Bye.